Starliner Media. Starliner Media presents Music Night at the Majestic with your host, Michael Boswell. Brought to you by...
When Signs and Displays Direct was launched 15 years ago, it featured a complete line of banners and stands, product displays, and more. Today, the company is known as SDD and is the industry leader in turnkey, no-inventory POP programs. SDD has expanded into branding programs for both corporate and private label, as well as consulting services for retail showroom design and more. Visit sdd-us.com. That's sdd-us.com. All right, time once again for Music Night at the Majestic, and with us tonight, Johnny Lee. Johnny, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Michael. It's good to be here.
We're glad to have you. Now, you have a brand new album out, and I have to say, the thing that struck me most was how it sounds as though it could have been, come out, back in the early 80s. You have managed to, recreate, if you will, or continue the Johnny Lee sound that was so big. So tell us about the new album.
Well, ironically, both of the songs that are on there, I wrote back in the late 70s or early 80s, 80s, whatever. And Willie Nelson's playing guitar on Did You Enjoy Hurting Me? And the title song, Everything's Gonna Be All Right. I started writing that song a couple of years ago, and Tony Ramey came to meet me on my bus, and I played it for him. He said, I like that. Well, I'm glad. So he wrote a couple of verses, made them up on the spot. And then I called him up later after I finished my album. I said, I want to put that song on a record. Can you tell me what you wrote back then? He said, no. But I said, we'll finish it. So he wrote some verses and sent me the tape. And I said, okay, that's it, man. So I'm thankful that I cut that. But as far as the sound goes, that's just me, Johnny Lee doing what he does.
It's just Johnny Lee doing what Johnny Lee does.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, on that, the first single is the title track, Everything's Gonna Be All Right. Now, on there, the album, you've also got a song that, if I recall correctly, you actually did back in '79, and this time around, Willie Nelson plays guitar on it. Did You Enjoy Hurting Me?
Yeah, I wrote that for him, but at the time I didn't know how to get in touch with Willie, and I wrote it. I still can hear him singing, but I sang it, and I called him, I texted him, asked him to play guitar on it. He said, send it over to my studio. I'll see what I can do. I said, okay. So I sent it to the studio and got it back a few days later. And man, I told Buddy, I said, don't touch it, don't mess with the mix. So
absolutely not.
And my studio player, Willie's walking on my part coming in. I said, Willie can walk on your part coming in, my guy. So he did it, man. I still hear him singing. But I called him yesterday as we just submitted some liners for my new record, So he wrote a nice liners.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you've also got another couple of classic songs on there. You got Leon Russell's A Song for You, and then you've got a song that was a hit for both Jack Green and Ricky Van Shelton, Statue of a Fool.
And Brian Collins, let's not forget him.
Yep.
I was singing that song at Gillies Brian Collins was booked there, and said, "Where'd you find a song?" I said, "Where I find it? Jack Green song, man." So I want to record it. I said, "Well, so do I." But at the time, I wouldn't do my any records, you know. So he recorded it. It was a hit for him. Ricky Van Shelton recorded it later on. It was a hit for him. So I said, "Oh crap, I can record it the same." So I did. And I told Buddy Hyde, I want it exactly like the original. So we did it, man.
Yeah.
And I worked with Jack Green on his last album he did, his Live Got Risen. So I was wanting to do Statue of Fool with, of course, somebody already picked it. So I did Nightlife with him. I hope they release that record one day. But I never dreamt that I would become friends with him, let alone work on his last album.
Yeah. Now another track on the new album, if you drive your husband to drink. Now that song, listen to it, sounds to me like that would have been like a showcase piece at Gilley's.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't until later on I played this nightclub in South Texas. There's an outdoor place you play, an indoor place you play if it's raining. So I would walk around inside of the place, reading all the weird things on the wall. And there was actually on the wall, "Ladies, if you drive your husband drinking, drive him here." So, man, I said, "Gosh, hope nobody else finds that." So, luckily, nobody else did. Me and Donnie Crumb wrote that song. And, yeah, "Drive your husband drinking, drive him here." It could have been a Gilley song, man. It would have been, but, yeah.
It sure sounds like it.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of Gilley's, how did you come to work with Mickey in the first place?
Well, here we go again. I went up to Mickey Gilley's, or this guy, Mickey Gilley, was playing in Pasadena, Texas. If you're playing in Pasadena or Houston, Texas, back in them days, you know, you were pretty hot stuff. So I went up to meet him with the sole purpose of wanting to get a job. So I went in, paid him a cover charge. They pointed him out to me. We could get over a hustling pool. It's what he did to make money, you know, extra money. He was a hell of a pool player. I went over and said, "Hey, Mickey, I know you don't remember me. I'm Johnny Lee, man. I did a job with you in Galveston, Texas, Pleasure Pier. I was on before you. You came on after me. But I didn't want to let anybody leave until I heard you sing, because man, I really dig you. You know, I never got to sing before in my life. So I was blowing smoke and he was eating it up. And I came back a few times later, and he asked me if I wanted to sit in with him. I said, "Sure, what the heck." So I did. Crowd seemed to like me. So I came back later on, another time or two, and sat in with him again. Finally, he offered me a job. And, okay, I was making $90 a week cash. All I had to do was sing 5 or 6 hours a night, 6, 7 nights a week. So after I was with him for quite a while, I said, "Hey, you remember that night I met you?" He said, "Yeah." Man, I never seen him before in my life. I said, "I don't remember you either, Johnny, but I didn't want to be rude, you know." So I just bullcrap my way into the job. But I always had a chance to now I wouldn't do that squad right there. So it worked.
Yeah. Well, tell you what, when folks think of, you know, the urban cowboy sound, I think the first song that everybody thinks about is "Looking for Love." Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that song had an amazing backstory. It had been turned down by like 20 publishing companies before it got picked up in the movie. And then how did you come to record it?
Becky Sugar took me to a hotel room and dropped me off. Said, "Okay, there's cardboard boxes full of cassette tapes, man. And so you got to find 2 songs, Johnny. I already had the Cherokee fiddle recorded. They wanted Cherokee fiddle. I'd find 2 more songs. And it must have been, good Lord, must have just meant for it to happen. I pulled a song that I started listening to them. Remember my 10th, 11th, 12th song I pulled out a little cassette tape, looking for love in all the wrong places. I thought, man, I can't believe I didn't write this myself, you know. So I recorded it. I took that one. I feel like I've been rode hard, but it wet. Marshall Ball. And it's on the Urban Cowboy 2 soundtrack. And that's the way it happened, man. I just found it in a cardboard box. From a patty around one of Millette and Bob Morrison had something to do with it. So I recorded it. And they lost the original recording, you know. But I remember I went back to Los Angeles to re-record it. And I remembered some of the licks, piano licks and guitar licks. And so I said, I'm going to put the licks in there. So they did, and I don't know whatever happened to the original, but I guess the other one worked.
Yeah, well, that was quite a challenge for you to duplicate what you'd already done to keep it sounding the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell you what, after that, you follow that up with yet another #1 hit with 1 in a Million. And then the hits just kept on coming for you.
I wanted my second song to be Do You Love As Good As You Look? But the Bellman Brothers, when my record company wouldn't release it on me, the Bellman Brothers recorded it just like I did. It was a crossover hit for them. I would have had 2 crossovers in a row. But that's how I learned the publishing game. But hey, a #1's a #1, so.
Exactly. A #1's a #1. Now, when that came out, actually with Looking for Love, you weren't even signed to the label yet, correct?
No, I wasn't.
That's quite a feat.
Yeah, I remember going to the premiere of the show over Cowboy. I watched my life change that night. I've been singing Looking for Love at Gillies for a month or so. And people would just dance to it, you know. But after the premiere of the movie, came back for an after party at Gillies. I got up singing. I watched everybody walk from the back building up to my bandstand, sit there and watch me sing it. So I watched my life change overnight.
Yeah,
it took 33 years.
It's amazing. So now another one of your big hits was another fun song. It was actually Floyd Dixon's song from 1955, "Hey Bartender."
Yeah.
That song is just a party waiting to happen.
Yeah, I came in off the road with Mickey Gilly, and Kenny Fulton was singing that song at Gillies. Kenny, where'd you find the song? He said, I found it on Blue Brothers album. I want to record it. So I ended up, I don't know, because I could, I guess, ended up getting in touch with Floyd Dixon personally. Yeah. And I like your version of the song. I like the check they give from the BMI. And I said, well, Floyd, how did the song come about? He said, song explains itself. So I just let go with that, man. I always told Floyd, I called him up, let I get to know that man. Yeah. And thank Kenny Fulton singing at Gillies from Blues Brothers out
Right.
And my record company originally didn't want to release it because it had a horn in it. when the horns allowed to them operate. So, said, look, this is towards the end of my career. If anybody's going to hang me, let me at least be the one to kick the horse. I want to release the song. So they did, and it was to the test of time.
Oh, well, good deal. Now, another big hit of yours, It Sounds Like Love.
Yeah. That's another song that it was a nowhere song for me, but Jim Ed said, hey, it's a good song, you're going to record the song. I was okay. So, but you got to watch what you record, because if it's a hit, you start with singing the rest of your life. I don't mind singing the song because, people still like it. But it sounded like love to me. I don't know. It's another song for me.
Yeah. Now, another one that you took all the way to number one was You Could Have Heard a Heartbreak.
Yeah. I like that song. Jim had done the song. He brought Jim and bring me to all these songs. I was a yes man back then. Jim Ed told me when I first met Jim Ed, was in the studio with him. He said, "No Texas songs." What? No Texas songs. Okay. So I was recording pretty much whatever he brought me. If I liked it, I recorded it.
Yeah. Now you mentioned Texas songs. You end up doing the theme to NBC's The Yellow Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And on that one, I remember you saying about how you rewrote the lyrics for that song, and like you got it done. You were doing it while after the recording session actually had started.
Yes, I went out. Lane Brody told Lane, "We got to rewrite this, man." So Lane went to the front of the building, went out in the parking lot, and leaned up against Cowboy Twitty's drumline at the time, and rewrote. And we went back in. We both met and recorded, man. The rest is history.
Well, the your theme song of you and Lane was a whole lot more popular than the show.
Oh man, I like that show though.
Yeah, so
good show. I've been a bunch of stars in it.
Yeah, and I think it only lasted like 8 or 10 episodes or so. Yeah, which is a shame. So, but talk about TV. You actually have been on a number of TV shows. I remember you being on The Fall Guy for a couple of episodes. You were on Chips, and then you've done a couple projects with John Schneider from the Dukes of Hazzard as well.
Yeah, I did 3 or 4 movies with him. I did a movie called 4 to Go with John. I was a sheriff or some kind of cop, and I was leading a posse looking for these 4 escaped convicts. I'm the only one that knew we weren't supposed to find them. And one by one, they got captured and weird things happened to them. But yeah, I did Chips, the Fall Guy. Did the A-Team, me and Boy George and Mr. T. I don't forget that. I remember taking Cherry Trip with me on to we were filming that at Palomino. And she walked up and said, "Are you a boy or a girl?" I said, "I'm a boy." She said, no way. So, but yeah, I did a lot of shows.
Yeah. Well, to tell you what, getting back to the new album, I want everybody to give it a listen. And there's some really good stuff on there. And say the thing that impresses me most, Johnny, is how it sounds like it could have come out back when Hey Bartender was on the charts. You've really managed to capture that Johnny Lee sound.
Well, the thing is, I'm not going to change, I'm going to sound one way, so we're one me. So if I don't care whether I open show or close show, there's only one me. So
well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right. I'm glad you like it. Thank you.
All right. We'll tell you what, everybody, you can visit thejohnnyleemusic.com for all things Johnny. That's thejohnnyleemusic.com. We've got to scroll across the bottom of the screen there. And then you can also follow Johnny on Facebook at the official Johnny Lee, and then Instagram. Don't want to forget Instagram at Johnny Lee Music. So that way, between those three, Johnny, I think they can get everything that they need, Johnny.
Including this.
There you go. The new album. Everything's going to be all right.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny.
It was meant to be finished a couple years ago. Meant to be finished now.
All right. Well, tell you what, Johnny, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Michael, thank you for having me, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Everybody, have a good night.
This has been Music Night at the Majestic with Michael Boswell. If you enjoyed this edition of Music Night at the Majestic, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and at musicnight.net. Music Night at the Majestic is a copyright production of Starliner Media. Any use of the accounts and descriptions of this program, its audio or visual content, without the express written consent of Starliner Media is prohibited. Thank you for joining us this evening. We'll see you next time for Music Night at the Majestic. This is your announcer speaking.